Ladies and gentlemen, the Dean of High School Soccer. There he is, Mike Gauvain, a.k.a. Big Cat, Vader, and all the rest. Way to go, Big Cat. Thank you.
Rails, let me tell you, son, here we go again, right?
Another
season right around the corner. August 11th, we all get together and start the fall season and get out there in the morning and try to beat the heat if it's like this week, and start training and getting ready for hopefully a real enjoyable fall soccer season, high school soccer season.
Oh, yeah. But before I forget, I got to ask you, how's that Luke, that guy, Luke that graduated?
Oh, Luke Ponceroli. He's going to St. Louis University. Unfortunately, he tore his ACL. Yeah, he had a rough go. You know, he broke his foot before our season started last year, and only got to play in the last four games, and then he had a pretty good summer going, and he made a turn and a tackle, and the next thing he knew his ACL went. So he'll be a redshirt this year, and hopefully he'll be healthy and ready to go in the spring and have a good fall of 2026 down at St. Louis University.
Right on. Just under full disclosure, you know, I've seen a lot of guys and gals for that matter. Boy, he's a diamond in the rough. He's a real gem, man. He's just a very. It's like I wish he was my son, you know. I mean,
yeah, just a solid guy, you know, on field, off the field, just,
right.
Very mature for his age, and he's a driven kid for everything that he does. He's got goals in mind already and what he wants to do, and with the rest of his life, and wants to play soccer first, and then he's got plans already for when soccer is over. So, and just a super nice guy.
Yeah, man. And I just want to tell the world, the three of you. Always forget his name, Scott Tony.
Timmy Sartori.
Yeah, Sartori and Joe Morgan. And yourself, you really...
The Three Stooges, as a lot of people call us. The three of us are back at it again. And, we're finishing up camp here tonight in this heat, and we'll all be out there on the 11th and ready to go.
Right. And I just was going to peek in. How have you handled these 20 days that the Misha gave you? How you like that?
Well, it's fine and dandy, you know, and I think everybody has their own way to approach this, and you know, my approach basically has been the same since I started. I shouldn't say since I started, but the last 20 years or so. You know, we get together with the kids a little bit in May before school lets out, a couple days a week in the morning. And then once school lets out, we do a Tuesday and a Thursday, the first 3 weeks of June, and then we see them at soccer camp, which is going on now, and that's it. That's basically it for us. And I really believe in letting the kids have their summer, you know, and it's not mandatory what we do. I want to see them out there. I like to see them out there, but if they can't make it because of prior commitments and vacations, and some of them might just need a break, you know, because most of the kids are playing club and they're qualifying for regionals and nationals. So they're at it pretty good all spring. And, you know, sometimes your body just needs to take a break. And I'm a firm believer in that through the summer, that we can overdo it a little bit. We've got plenty of time, I believe, when we have 3 weeks prior to the season starting. And I think that's enough time to get our guys ready every year.
That's why they call you the Big Cat, baby. That's it. And therefore, you are now in the Well-Certified Hall of Infinity.
Well, I'm telling you, that's unbelievable. I can't even believe I'm in that now. So,
it's a select few.
But it's all good. You know, like I said, I like to let the kids and the boys and the girls over at Summit too. You know, they need some of their own time.
Yes.
And They know they know what they need to work on, and if it's whether it's
Yes.
fitness, whether it's technically with the ball, working with the ball, whatever it is. I'm hoping that they're doing that, and if they're not, it'll show. And if they
Yeah.
are working with the ball and doing some of the things on their own, that'll show as well. But I'm just, maybe it's because I'm getting older, that I really believe that these kids need some time away and need some time to do things on their own, and they need that non-structure to go out and figure things out on their own.
Nice.
And I think that's really important for them. And
Yes.
if they can do that and get together with some kids, some of their teammates, some of their opponents, and just go kick the ball or whatever, I think that's there's no substitute for that. And hopefully they're doing that. But if they're not, that's okay too. But sometimes you got to let kids be kids, and the game will take care of itself, and the players will take care of themselves, and we go from there.
Well said. And what better way to work out with your friends and opponents from other schools in the morning, and then go over and have lunch at JJTwiggs, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely,
Oh
absolutely.
man.
I always get a kick, not a kick out of it, but I'm always very. I'll get a text or a call and say, hey, Vader, can we get a bag of balls? Can we get it? Can we get 10 soccer balls and a couple cones and some pennies?
Yeah.
Or whatever the case is. Because that means they're going out on their own and doing things.
Yeah.
And certainly now that we're this close to the season, we've got a dead week coming up where we can't do anything with them. But once again, I firmly believe that sometimes we just have to let them be and do their own thing. So that's kind of what me and Joe and Timmy feel is important for our guys. And so that's kind of the approach we take every year.
Magnificent. So you were there at the draw, the Champions League. You got the Clayton Greyhounds, the Webster Statesmen, and the SLU Junior Bills. How you like it?
Yeah, no, we're looking forward to it. We haven't played Clayton in a few years. We've had Webster on our schedule as it is, so that worked out, and we always open up with Bobby's guys down at St. Louis U High. The first game of the year, which that'll still be. It'll be at SLU this year on the first Saturday of the season, and then we'll play them. I think about 3 weeks or 4 weeks later, they'll come out and play us at our place in the Champions League game. And no, it should be another exciting year. If it's anything like it was last year, it's only going to get better, and hopefully we can replicate what went on last year in the semifinals and finals with some good quality soccer and a great attendance. Just unbelievable crowd out at Liberty that night.
Yeah,
for the semifinals and the final as well. And
yeah,
hopefully we can continue to get some momentum moving forward with that. And year by year, we just want it to continue to grow. And hopefully the excitement will be this year just as much as it was last year.
Well said. And have that select ball, baby. Get the select ball with Timmy McAvoy.
Yeah, Timmy to go out on a limb for us like he did last year and this year with the boys and the girls is really something special. And Select has been fantastic and given us an opportunity to use their equipment and let us purchase equipment at a great discount. And they're a big time player in the soccer landscape, and they've been nothing but great to us. And we hope that we can be good for them as well.
Right. So, do you have room on the trophy shelf for another MCC league trophy?
Yeah, it's been a few years that we had a good stretch there for a few, but who knows, right? I mean, anytime all five of us get together and play, flip a coin, for the most part, and every game, all the 4 conference games that we have are always knockdown dragouts, and we look forward to those 4 games every year. And we'll look forward to St. Louis U High as well now with the Champions League, and hopefully we can see a DeSmet or CBC or Vianney in a semifinal, but that's way down the road.
Yeah.
But we just really enjoy our conference and our opponents, and and the other nice thing is that all of us really appreciate each other's teams and the dedication that the other coaches put in with their guys. And so it's always a special game when we play any of our conference teams.
There you go. And how about, do you know something that nobody else knows, but you know about the districts, how you're going to handle a district, where you're going to be at?
No, I have not heard anything as of yet, but I think there's a pretty good chance that we could possibly drop down into Class 3 this year because we have not kept up with the points, winning districts, and that we've been in with. Our district has been St. Louis U High for a number of years, and with John Burroughs, with Allen's guys who had a heck of a run, and us, SLU and Burroughs were together, and then the state decided to put DeSmet, CBC, and Chaminade together, and in the same district. And those are tough districts to come out of. You've got two, maybe all three really difficult games to win a district like that. And we won a few, I want to say 4 years ago, maybe was our last district win when we won our district and ended up losing to Dominic. But we're right on the cusp of possibly dropping down to Class 3. And if we do, we do. There's nothing you can do about it. You can only play where they put you, and we're still going to have our regular demanding schedule throughout the regular season. And when the playoff comes and that 6-game tournament starts, hopefully we're good enough to win a few games and make a run at it, whether we're Class 3, 4, 2, whatever. There's the state holds all the keys to that, and for the most part. And not that we always agree with them, but they have a difficult job to do. And we've all have our ideas of how things can be better. But what comes out at the end of August, and they'll tell us where we're going, and then we go play. And that's all we can do.
Right on, man. But, oh, man, you talk about the gossip bar. Belly up, fellas. Get you right. Yeah. Holy moly. Man.
Yeah, and last year when I went out and watched the games in Lindenwood, when Soccer Park flooded and they had to move everything out there, and whether it's class 1, who Valley Park ended up winning that, who I got a special place for them because of the restaurant JJTwiggs being in Valley Park, and those guys brought me a team picture and we had dinner for them after they won their state championship, which was awesome, and we got their team picture hanging in our hallway. And,
wow.
And then Clayton winning a state championship, and Dave with Ladue, and Bobby with SLU. And, I was out at the park. I was out at Lindenwood for those games. And you didn't know, if you didn't know any better, you didn't know anything more than they were 4 championships games. And they were all very meaningful, naturally, to all those parents, all those schools, and certainly all those players. And it didn't matter if you were in Class 1, 2, 3, or 4. It's an opportunity to win a state banner, and good for those 4 teams that won, and that'll happen again come this November.
Wow. So it just came to my mind. I got to ask you before I forget. Is that all the decades and experience that you have you ever thought, is it possible to have the ultimate number 1 only state champion, forget about every classes, tournament, to put one? Or is that a little bit like what the Champions League is doing?
Well, yeah, I think the Champions League is helping that format, that way to look at things, that, we've got a St. Louis champion, basically is what that is. As far as the state goes, to try to have 1, even 2, and even 3, and maybe even 4, some of the smaller schools and the more rural schools, they would have no opportunity. Some of them will never have an opportunity to get to a state final, whether it's demographics, where they're at. Soccer's big in certain pockets in the state of Missouri, and there's some that it's just not as important and not as big as it is naturally here in St. Louis or down in Springfield, Columbia, Kansas City. And I don't think the state will ever go back to a 2 championships. I don't think they'll even go to 3. I think they're happy with the way it's worked out with the 4 classes for boys and girls. And and good for some of those schools that would never have an opportunity to win. And when I was on the board a long, long time ago, I was a big proponent to go to 3 classes because there were just so many schools, boys, girls, that would never have the experience to get to a Final Four, whether it was in Kansas City or Springfield or St. Louis. They would have no chance if there were only 2 classes available to them, and it's not fair to those kids. It's not fair to those schools. This way, with having 4 classes, when the state tournament brackets come out or the districts come out, there's a little revived hope for all the schools. Even if you're in a tough group, even if you're in, with one of the better teams in your area or your district, 1 game shot at them, we'll take our chances. And I think that's the way everybody looks at it. But, to have some of these schools that would have had to play CBC and DeSmet and us and a Summit and, who and a Ladue that had no chance. It just doesn't do those schools, and more importantly, it doesn't do those students and student athletes it doesn't do anything for them to go lose a game 8 or 10 to nothing in the first half, that they just can't compete. So I think the state does a pretty good job all in all. I mean, there are some things that we can tweak that we talk to them about every year to try to make it a little more equitable. One of the big things for me is I think we get you get penalized a little bit for where your school is located. Maybe not a little bit, maybe a lot of it. You get penalized, where you're located, because of your proximity, and we find that out, and that's just the way it is. We know we're going to be with DeSmet, CBC, SLU, sometimes Vianney. I would like to see them break that up and not go by demographics, by where you are. I think there's other ways we can do some things with that, but the state's pretty happy with the way it's been working out, and it's going to be hard to change their mind on some of this stuff.
Well, thank you for getting me the smelling salt. I was knocked out on my feet. It was very, very insightful. That's the way. So the ticket being, under full disclosure, Valley Park, I got to interview the coach and that player, Will.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
And Will's a heck of an athlete.
Boy.
He's going to play baseball at Lindenwood, and he's a heck of a soccer player as well. And what a great high school career he had. And I know Valley Park's going to miss him, but I know Valley Park's very proud of him. And what a nice young man, And I've met him a couple times, and we've got a couple Valley Park kids that work for us at the restaurant that also play soccer and baseball, and just a good little school, man. And they do a great job with their athletes and their athletic programs. And I was really happy for them that they won the state championship.
Yeah, I heard the city of Valley Park gave them a parade.
Gave them a full parade, man. Shut the streets down and the whole bit, And then, it was awesome. And then like I said, we had them in for dinner that next week, and the kids were just very, very humble and very gracious and very thankful that we invited them in, and it was really nice. It was really nice, and I was glad we could do it for them.
Well, I hope the Valley Park Chamber of Commerce always has their meeting at JJTwiggs.
Yeah, hopefully they keep coming in, Wales.
Yeah, baby.
Pretty good summer, but we always want more customers, that's for sure.
Yeah. And so there you go. Now you got you have some insight. Is it going to be the state going to be back out at the soccer park, or how's that going to go?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's going to be still at soccer park. I think I don't know how many year contract they signed up for, but with losing it last year, and Lindenwood did a great job for a last minute tournament like that.
Oh, absolutely.
Lindenwood was tremendous. Great venue too. Great venue.
Is that right?
Yeah, it was nice. I was really. I'm not gonna say I was surprised, but it was a nice venue. Their turf stadium for football and soccer is very nice, and it's you're close to the field, and they got great setup there. And but as far as I know, we're keeping our fingers crossed that no more flooding down off of the Merrimack, and Soccer Park will host another state championship series come this November. And right now, boy, I'll tell you what, November sounds real nice with those temperatures compared to what we've been going through here. Yeah, but like I said, that's a pretty good ways down the road. And come the last Friday when the districts come out, then it's game on, and let's go try to win a trophy.
Was the Red Devils involved decades ago out there at Lindenwood when they hosted the state?
No, we weren't. When I started in 1988, it was all at the soccer park.
Okay.
You know, and I can remember going down and watching Lindbergh win a state championship down there with a kid by the name of Johnny Maurer scoring 4 goals in a state final.
Wow.
And they had a heck of a team. And going to watch the Parkway, I want to say Parkway Central, Parkway West, all Parkway state final down at Soccer Park, maybe around 90, 91, something like that. And going to watch Terry's guys, CBC, it seemed like they were playing down there every other year or every year, you know, and but it was always at the soccer park. I remember as a player playing at Lindenwood College with St. Mary's and losing in the quarterfinals 2 years up there to Rosary and to a McClure North team in the quarterfinals. But that was, I'm dating myself now, but that was in 78 and 79. And then I want to say Soccer Park, the finals started going out there, I'm guessing around 84, 85, somewhere in that area, maybe 86. But when I started at Chaminade in 88, it's always been at Soccer Park, or it's been in Springfield one year, or it's been in Kansas City.
Man, I feel that ball and chain, man. When you get lucky and beat up on the Dragon, they don't take it lightly at all, man.
We still remember, and unfortunately, I had to play with a lot of those Rosary guys over at SIU back in the day, and I never stopped hearing about how they beat us in the quarterfinal. But that's okay. It's all good.
Yeah,
those guys ended up being some of my best friends, and our time at SIU back in the early '80s was a special time, and I became really close with a lot of I thought I'd never say it, really close with a lot of Northsiders, because I'm a Southsider through and through.
Oh, but, yeah.
Some of my best buddies are
North
County guys who still are to this day.
Yeah, man. And, you don't get a discount when you go to JJTwiggs, man. You don't put that Northside card out there, man.
No, I don't give, I don't care how far the Northsiders travel. The price is the price. Hell, I don't even give my sisters a break on it. So these guys, from some of my buddies from North County, we drove all the way down here. Well, too bad. Too bad. You can't. You still got to pay full fare like everybody else.
Absolutely.
That's the way it goes, guys.
Yeah. And under full disclosure, I mean, if I was at my last meal, I would say, JJTwiggs, give me the menu. Yeah, baby.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But, I think the high school coaches that I've talked to, a few of them throughout the summer, everybody's looking to another, really forward to another season, and it'll be fun. It'll be exciting, and Champions League will be awesome again, and hopefully the weather's conducive for all of us, and we can't wait to get at it again.
Right on. All right, then. Well, that comes up to it to say, hey, Big Cat, whatever you want to say to who you ever want to say it to, for as long as you want to say it for, this is your opportunity.
Nope, not too much, Wales. Just good luck to everybody. We're going to miss Terry, that's for sure. But just good luck. Everybody have a good season.
Right on, man. Right on. And so, I mean, literally, I'm going to stick my neck out. If you can come back to the Whale and go eye to eye with me, saying that you went to JJTwiggs and you didn't like the meal, I'll pay for it. I'll guarantee.
There you go. We got a Wales guarantee at JJTwiggs.
Yeah, baby. And that's the whole menu, front and back.
There you go. Yeah, and it was good seeing you when we had the girls draw earlier with Coach Keller and myself and yourself, and Al Trost was there and picked the pods for us, and so that school's right around the corner, man, and it's exciting. It's exciting for
Yes, it is.
high school sports, and not just soccer, everything that goes along with being a high school athlete, a high school student.
Yeah.
There's nothing better, man. Take advantage of it while you can. And
yeah.
I know the coaches really appreciate the kids and the time that they put in. And it's always a special. Every year is a different year, but every year is a special year.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
And here we go again.
All right, then. The best to you. And
all right, Wales. Thank you so much.
All right, then. Bye-bye now.
Okay, bud.